Secrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
On today's Toku Secrets, we'll be talking about Kamen Rider Ghost Episode 4. I'm Rizwan, aka Commander Drake on Twitter, Blue Commander of the Toku Secrets Rangers, and all-around cool guy. And I'm joined by...
Anthony Davis, also known as Kyoto Green in the Power Chamber, and the White Angel in Digirangers. And I'm also joined by...
And I'm Nathan Desa. I am also known as Broken Silver in the Power Chamber, and I'm Silver Knight in a Toku Sentai Digiranger, and I'm also a pretty cool guy myself, and also joining us is...
Ronald Budsy, aka I'm not gonna hit y'all with that.
Wait, what?
What?
What? You're not gonna do it? What?
I am shocked.
AKA Saga just lied. AKA AKA why'd you believe me? AKA you already knew. AKA
I wonder how long he can go for.
There you go.
Because I have never seen how long he can go for before we cut him off.
AKA Cypher no wiping.
So, yeah.
It's gonna stick my head so you guys know.
AKA you guessed it.
AKA, please stop.
AKA, we're moving on to the review now. Kamen Rider Kamen Rider Ghost Episode 4.
Yep.
So, things get a little bit more laxed with Takeru and his crew, because at this point, Takeru's all like, heh, I got 3 of these so easy, I can get the rest of them no problem.
Yep.
And Gramps is all, Gramps Stanton comes in and starts telling him, yeah, about that. They're not all going to be as easy as you think they will. And gives him a clue that the next Luminary will be Sengoku General Oda
Nobunaga.
Nobunaga. Thank you, I cannot...
Nobunaga.
Nobunaga.
That. So, Obunaga, just to give you a little background on this Luminary this time, because he's not as well known in America. He's a general that tries to unite all of Japan using his new ideas on the battlefield. And
one of his new ideas was giving the Japanese military rifles.
Yes.
'Cause, back then they were just having samurais with only swords and stuff.
honestly, guys, I think he's kind of stupid for doing that, because swords are so much more badass and more honorable. Guns take the honor out of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, but when you're trying to win a war, I guess all that arm stuff is just out the window.
But
There's
still,
no honor
you're talking
anymore.
about Japan.
Or honor is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess people just want to do things differently. I guess not everybody wants to do the honor thing. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but at the same time, it's like, I really think that they should stick to their honor. But that's neither here or there. Anyway, elsewhere, the mystery man we've been seeing throughout the last couple episodes tells Aran that this time he can do things his way if he wants, and he won't interfere. What that really means, I have no idea. I mean, I felt like they were both kind of involved up until then.
Yeah, I love how the guy just shows up to Takuru's house and just stares at him, just oh hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I'm just like, dude, there's a stranger at your house. Do something.
Takeru was just like, sup.
Look, man, Takeru is just really surf the wave, don't give no crap, just gonna go live life the way he wants, no big deal, He's already dead, what's the worst that can happen to him now,
Yeah. But then again, he has a bunch of people he needs to take care of, so
Who, Onari?
I would think that he would be a little more alert. You know what I mean? He could have thought that was a Gama for all he knew.
Yeah, but at the same time, Takara is not the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, the only smart one in the trio is Akari, and Akari's not even that smart because he doesn't believe in ghosts.
Exactly.
Even though we've given her enough proof not to believe that there are ghosts 10 times over.
Right.
She's
So,
still like, nope, science is all the way. I'm like, girl, come on.
come on,
We
girl.
obviously need this kind of character. I mean, it's just a
Who?
cliche.
Akari?
No. I mean, like the kind of
Yeah,
character just insisting that ghosts
I know
don't
what you're saying.
mean.
Yeah, I kind of question the need for such a character.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, my thing is that over time, I would hope that she would stop the, you know, negativity and believe in the ghost finally. I
I
mean,
think by now she does actually.
I think as of this episode, she's coming to terms with it more and more.
Yeah, she does like way more later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we'll get to that in a few minutes, but just keep that in mind in the back of your head. So, while they're talking about what to do, Onari gets a phone call on his personal paranormal activity phone that he bought.
With what money?
With
Yeah,
what?
that's my thing. Where'd he get the money?
What they've been actually get paid for this?
I mean, he could have. I, I don't think
Hey,
he has.
hey man, when you gotta put on them high heels.
All right then.
I had flashes of freaking like a freaking Bravo.
Anyway, he gets a call and they head upstairs and they meet Kuroda Hideo from the Sengoku Corporation.
Oh boy, it's Gaim all over again.
Why?
Oh no, that was like an inside joke.
Okay. I'll understand one day, I guess, when I watch Skyim, if I ever watch Skyim. Should I watch Skyim?
Yes, you should.
Yeah, you
Yes.
should watch.
Okay.
Comment section. Tell him how badly he needs to watch God.
Yeah, please do. If comment below, and if you guys give me like, a couple of comments telling me to do, I might actually do it
Kamen
sooner than
Rider
later.
Gaim is godly. I'm just pointing out there. I feel
I see what you did there.
yeah.
Anyway, so Kuroda is here to ask for help because their president, uh, Hasiba, has been a little bit off
Toshiba.
lately in his act. What?
Their president Toshiba.
Hasiba. Hasiba, right? That's his name?
No, he was just making it.
No, his name is Toshiba now.
Do they even make computers anymore?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay. I haven't seen a Hasiba in a while.
I used to have a Toshiba laptop. I mean, I switched to Asus recently, but yeah.
Yeah, same here. I had it, just off topic, but I had a Toshiba satellite, went to a Alienware, and now I'm on an Asus.
Guys, the subs.
Anyway, back on topic. Ronald, it's your fault anyway. So he comes in and tells them, yeah, my boss been acting really weird. Strange things been happening, like things in the office been floating around, and the floating stuff happened around the same time my boss started acting weird. So I think there's a connection. Can y'all please come check it out? And of course, Akari's like, now, there are no such thing as floating things. That cannot happen. Science says no. But then Onari's like, you floated last week. And she got really quiet.
Yeah, she's like, yeah,
she shut
gotcha.
up.
And here's where I'm getting at. Like, she's starting to realize how weird she sounds, or how stupid she sounds, saying things like ghosts didn't exist when just last week she was floated around, or she saw a ghost. But things will happen. So Takaru goes with Kuroda to the office to talk to the boss, and the boss had just had his argument with a business partner, and as the business partner's leaving, stuff starts floating around the office again, and the business partner, company president guy, gets dragged away by a Ganma. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, of course.
I saw it.
Yeah. So Takeru goes and fights the Ganma. And this Ganma's kind of weird because I couldn't quite figure out what his deal was, but he could split himself into two and then into, later on more than just two.
Now that I think about it, he did remind me of the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
But the Mad Hatter didn't split himself into multiple things, did he?
He didn't, but he was magical, so I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
He was some type of form because he did have like a little white rabbit on his head.
You know what? Holy crap. You might be right.
Yep.
I hate you.
I know.
So, he fights the clones of the Mad Hatter. That's his new name, by the way. I don't care what his real name is. But he doesn't kill the original white Mad Hatter. He just kills all the clones, so the Mad Hatter gets away. And Takura goes and talks to Kuroda, makes sure he's okay. And notices that the secretary of the company is talking to the business partner and threatening him. Which doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I want to get off topic and talk about like the Gamma for a second. I do appreciate how like there is actual explanation of why some of the Gamma do get away because like for they do the tricks where like they have a clone or like something else like get in the way of Taku finishing off or et cetera, et cetera. It's not just it's not, yeah, it's not like he's actually like letting them get away on purpose.
Yeah. No.
It just happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the real big cliche in Tokusatsu that it's always been annoying.
Because I know when the tropes like the monster always gets away for some apparent reason, you know, like whether it's
sometimes they don't even really get away.
Yeah.
Just kind of let them go.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, back to the plot.
So he goes back in, talks to the secretary, and the secretary, like, you know what? Anthony, talk.
Okay.
That part's a little fuzzy to me. Now that I think back on it.
So Takeru like sneaks in. I think he like overhears like a conversation, doesn't he? Like his conversation. And what's really cool is that like because he's a ghost, he can actually like go in places undetected. That way like he won't get caught unless he turns himself, which he does. Which I'm thinking like why did he do that? And like he gets caught by the boss. So,
oh, right. He doesn't get caught by the secretary. It's by the president.
Yeah, the president catches him.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I brain farted.
You're fine.
So, while talking to the president, I'm pretty sure his name is Hasiba. I'm going with that because Hasiba doesn't sound right, Ronald.
Yeah, you think?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
So he talks to the president, introduces himself. Hasiba recognized the name as the head priest of the Dai Tenku temple that had visited his house once, and Takeru said that might have been his dad. And Hasiba very proudly shows him the letter written by Oda Anthony?
Nobunaga.
Nobunaga. Did I get that right?
No, you said it wrong again.
Okay, I'm gonna give up now.
Nobunaga.
Oh, Nobunaga. Cool. Anyway, so the Hasiba family turns out to be like a retainer of the Oda clan, and he claims that Nobu is the idol, like his idol from like Sultan onwards. While they're talking, the secretary that was talking to the business partner downstairs comes in and asks Takeru to leave so they can talk about business. Takeru walks out, turns invisible, and walks back in.
Yeah, I love that.
And I was like, why didn't he just stay invisible from the beginning and not have that problem?
Well, I guess that was because of the exhibition of him talking about his dad. That was the only reason why.
I mean, I guess, but
at the same time, it was still pretty dumb, honestly.
Writers, why you do this? Apparently, the lady is named Sakuma or something like that, and she's reporting that another company has agreed to a takeover by their company, and Hasiba is determined to take over Japan, and Sakuma is encouraging him a lot more than the secretary said. Almost to the point that I'm starting to think that she was kind of telling him what to do, like under some kind of magic stuff or whatever.
Like maybe
Mind
she's
control.
evil, you say?
Very evil. Yes, yes, I believe you're right. Um, at the same time, Onari and Akari, wow, that rhymed more than I realized. They go to the office and they start seeing the same thing with the floating stuff all over. And they discover that there's a map forming the dots. That when you connect the dots, it's the large eye that you see already icons. And that's kind of like a heads up that there's a gunman nearby. So they fire a revealing cannon and make a gunman appear. Yay, Mad Hatter. And then the Avengers 2 happens. No, quite seriously. Part of the city is risen out of the ground and into the air. Why? Because reasons.
And the thing to note about this whole thing is that, like, literally this entire scene, like most of the shots, it's literally shots of the movie from Kamen Rider O's. Like, they're literally like even the shot of like the city in the air is taken directly from the O's movie. The only difference is that they take like these purple energy effects that were like in the O's movie are instead applied to like yellow energy, but it's pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So
great job.
Why did he even bother lifting that part of the city anyway? I don't understand what was going on with that.
You'll find out the end. What like you said? Why or like
Yeah, why?
we don't know why, but we do know like what the purpose of the flux of sky floating its purpose is as for the show reasons.
Okay, was it because that was like the circle that the eye was drawing on the map?
Yes.
Were those all the companies?
Yes.
So Hasiba just wanted to make his own little mini Japan on a floating island.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That was his idea.
That makes no sense.
It's because it's Nobunaga's ambition.
I mean, did he not watch the Avengers Age of Ultron?
He probably didn't. I mean, this literally came out like months after.
I mean, he had time. You know, there was time to go see a movie between when this happened and when the Avengers came out earlier this year. He had time.
Yeah, he did.
So, I think, yes, he did have time. He could have figured it out. That was a bad idea. On the roof, Sakuma is telling Hasiba, check out your awesome city. It is now yours. You can control Japan from this island. How does that make any sense? I still don't understand. Like, really? But yeah, Hasiba starts to get like the energy of wanting to become his icon, and Takeru is trying his hardest to tell him that it's a Ganma and that he'll die, but Hasiba's like, yeah, I don't really care. And this part's kind of weird. Why would, like, Takeru just walks up to the guy and gives him a big hug saying, it's gonna be okay, I'll never give up on you.
This has been something he's been doing since...
Purify Hug!
I'm
calling it now. It's called Purify Hug.
But still, yeah, like, they haven't explained that exactly, on exactly what the heck that is.
I mean, it's just a Takeru hug, but I don't understand why he does it over and over again.
But I think what it is like since he like embraces life, I think that by simply hugging them, he purifies them. That's his only way. I think it's his way of, of exercising the evil.
Mm-hmm.
It may seem weird to like other people, but I guess for him, he's like, it's just him saving someone. It's all about the love, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
So yeah, he knocks the icon out of him, But before he can go claim the actual icon for himself, he realized that the flying island's coming crashing back into Earth, and he has to do something about it. And I'm just looking at it like, what power can he possibly use on it? He has electricity, he has some swordsmen, and he has a green arrow. What can he possibly do here?
I know. Ding 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 ding.
Eurocent shows up and he's like, "Hey kid, you know that one icon you got from that one guy?"
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean that Kamen Rider dude, the one with the detective guy?
And for those of you who don't know, this of course also means Riz. Like the last episode of Kamen Rider Drive, um, it was pretty much like they gave like a cameo appearance to Ghost, kind of like a jump start for the series because like they tend to do this now in Kamen Rider series. Like the last episode of one Kamen Rider series will like feature a debut, will feature like a sneak peek appearance from a character of the next season,
Mm-hmm.
like like for example, in Forza as it's about to end, like they see like Haruto who
Oh
is
yeah.
or walking down the street or something like that.
Yeah.
So like I can't remember this entirely, but like the Newton icon was discovered in the last episode of Kamen Rider Drive, and Ghost was going after it, but then let Shinosuke Kamen Rider Drive take it for a minute to like make some deal. I think can't remember entirely, but now he's got the icon back.
See, I was very confused by that because I don't remember him ever having this Newton icon. But I just accepted it as movie magic.
Yeah,
It would think the Drive, he got it from Drive.
Well,
yeah,
I guess I should have watched Drive then.
yeah. They still don't give the explanation on where this Newton icon came from. It just like appeared in this Kamen Rider Drive episode, but we don't know like where it come from. We just kind of knew it already kind of existed from this Kamen Rider
Yeah.
episode.
The weird thing is it didn't have to be like unlocked the way the other ones did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I do love the fact that like, this other Kamen Rider just shows up out of nowhere and just like he says, "Nope, it's mine."
Yeah, I'm like, where the hell did he come from? Though, I gotta say, my favorite part of all this was watching Takeda and the Ganma fight in the park. And the Ganma splits up again and it's like a million of himself. And Takeda's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Robin Hood
Yes.
Omega drives
Yeah.
Omega Strike.
He's like, all right, you want to play?
Let's play.
Yeah, I'll play. So he made it like multiples of himself using the Omega Strike and just shoots them all at one time. Including the original, and everything just died. That was my favorite part of all this. And I'm sitting there like, Oliver Queen, you got nothing on this, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I think he did it even better than our boy from O's.
I wouldn't know.
I'm talking to Nathan and Ronald.
Oh, okay, that's how it is.
You said you think he did better than those?
Yeah, with like the duplicating technique.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I can't really remember Edgy using it. Like he used it with Gata Kuriba, right?
Yeah, that was his first first three combo, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't recall him using that much, but yeah, yes, it was probably a bit more awesome here. Don't get me wrong, I still love O's more than Go's, but yeah.
Because there was Riz, there was another Kamen Rider that actually did have the green form, and he actually used the duplicating technique as well.
There's a lot of
yeah.
stuff happening in this episode, it seems.
Yeah.
First, they literally rip off shots from an O's movie, and now they're ripping off O's technique.
Yeah.
Ghost, I can't blame you for wanting to be O's, because I still think it's the best Kamen Rider series, but come on. So
yeah, at the end of the episode, we get a little preview of Kamen Rider Spectre.
Yes.
And like Anthony asked me before this video began recording, what do I think of him? And honestly, I can't really say much yet. I know he's not on Ghost's side. I don't know if he's on the side of Mystery Man and the other guy, Aaron, but he looks badass.
He does.
That's all I can say about him.
There is obviously something to note here. I mean, at least currently now, this is pretty dang early for a secondary rider to be appearing. I mean, because like nowadays, secondary riders usually tend to debut around the time of like maybe like episode 16 or 17 or 18 because they're like the Kamen Riders equivalent of like a 6th Ranger in Super Sentai. So this is early.
Only some Kamen Rider series actually like do it earlier than that because I remember that in Kamen Rider Gang, didn't Baron appear in like episode 3?
Oh no, he was in episode 2.
Episode 2, yeah.
And some of the earlier Heisei era seasons have had the secondary rider debut. I mean, like right now, like I'm watching Agito, and I'm 8 episodes in, and already all 3 of the riders are in the series.
Are you serious?
Yeah. In fact, ironically enough, the first rider to appear in the show is not Agito. It's actually G3. So.
Wow.
And even though I haven't seen this series all the way through, I saw the first 2 episodes. That's another thing. In Kamen Rider Blade, the first Kamen Rider to appear in an action scene is actually the secondary rider, Kamen Rider Garen. So yeah, I mean, so I guess this is somewhat resembling more of the earlier Heisei era seasons, but I guess in some ways that's kind of good because those series are actually pretty interesting from what I know. So that's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know nothing about the sagas of Kamen Rider, like the Heisei or the.
Well, I mean, technically, right now we're in the Heisei era, but it's like pretty much like starting in 2000 when Kamen Rider Kuga came back because like Kamen Rider hadn't been airing for several years. Kamen Rider Kuga, then it goes all the way to Decade, which is like the anniversary season, Kamen Rider's version of Gokaiger.
Mm-hmm.
And then like everything after that is like considered its own little thing, which is the era that we're currently in right now, which is the Neo Heisei era.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this I'm not sure if like some of those later seasons debuted the secondary rider much later or something, but yeah, so I mean, and given how like Ni Ninja debuted Star Ninja kind of early too, they're introducing extra heroes pretty early these days.
Yeah.
That season.
But yeah, there's not much to say about Kamen Rider Spectrum. I mean, all he does is that he just steals the icon and then he like runs off and, well, that's it.
Yeah. We'll see more about him in the next episode, I believe.
Yeah, though there's not really much to talk about with like Spectre's design though. Like it's pretty much just Kamen Rider Ghost, except he has a blue design instead of orange, and he has 2 horns instead of 1. So.
Yeah.
I mean, he even has the same driver, a Ghost driver, so yeah it literally does feel like Kamen Rider Gaim all over again. Yeah, because, I mean, I can kind of tell this, like, in Kamen Rider, they all use the same kind of driver, even though in most series they use, like, different drivers depending on the rider.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was a pretty good episode. Again, I mean, aside from the final moment of the episode, it was obviously kind of filler, but and I did like episode 3. Don't get me wrong, but I think this one I can still remember a little bit more, even though I probably watched it maybe a month ago or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think that's a really good episode, but I think the one prior with the Robin is still the best one they've done so far.
Mm-hmm.
Up until episode 4, anyway.
Yeah, because like he uses the same Tamashi like twice, which is was pretty cool. Like he used the same one twice. It's not like he has to like use different Tamashis for each each one he gets.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, like he needs to use other ones except for the ones he already has already. Like.
Apparently, this is like the first series where he doesn't use his Masashi Damashi though. So
I was surprised by that, honestly.
yeah.
I thought Masashi
Yeah.
would be more prevalent.
yeah, I mean, not that I mind that. I mean, I do like how he's trying to use like all of his different forms because that actually seems pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of refreshing to find out we have an episode where he doesn't use Masashi.
Yeah.
I do like that form though. So
I do hope we see more like different icons used and not like just Masashi or Robin Hood or uh what's the other one? Edi- um
Edison
Edison.
and
Edison.
I
and
almost
New
said
and Newton.
I almost said Eddington because I mixed Newton and Edison together into one person. That
Oh
would be kind of
yeah,
frightening.
I almost did that one time too.
That would be really frightening.
Ed and Newton.
Yeah. Anyway,
Are we doing final thoughts?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Um. Well, I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was actually better than the last one.
mm-hmm.
Cause it wasn't as central on the character of the day as the last one. Cause this one was actually addressing some issues with Akari and Takeru. So I like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that yeah, that's one thing I did like about this episode too was Akari and Onari were not like dependent on Takeda to do something. They went off on their own. They found something to do and they were actually kind of helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm still wrapping my head around the idea that this is a one-man act and it's not like a Sentai where you have like more people helping you. And I guess I'm wrong in that sense because he does have help. They're just not people with powers, so.
Yeah, and like sometimes like there, I mean, occasionally you will have allies that will be helping the Kamen Rider in like some ways. Like I mean, Drive had this whole thing where like the cops would help Drive, like they had like these special bullets in their guns that could like hurt Lloyd Mude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Forze had like this machine mecha thing, like not quite as big as like a Sentai mecha. But, I mean, that was often like piloted in battle. So occasionally, Kamen Rider does have those things where non-rider characters will assist. It's just obviously the Kamen Rider is the only one that can actually defeat those monsters.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Unless you got more things to go over.
Because I need to go to bed because I have to work tomorrow.
Works for the week. Alright, we're Toku Secrets. As always, like, subscribe, comment, Pinterest, email. I don't know what y'all do nowadays on
Just
the
all
world.
that good stuff.
Just everything y'all can possibly do it. And I'm gonna actually start working on getting this podcast on iTunes, like Anime Declassified. Just gotta get our cover art finalized once and for all.
Mm-hmm.
But keep an eye out for that. All the old episodes will be on there as well, from episode 1 where we did all the Chucky reviews until now. So if you missed anything, you can catch it on iTunes. You can even go to YouTube and find it there too. So stay frosty and have a good night.
Later. 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 Later.
Hey you! Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. You can also check out Anime Secrets on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Do you want more than that? I know you do. Then go to our website where you can see daily updates and articles and exclusive interviews.